We are currently living through the greatest collapse of social fiction in human history. The last decade, dating has been an arms race of curated lies, filtered photos, scripted game, and the exhausting pursuit of a vibe that doesn't even actually exist. But the market has corrected, my guys. The market has corrected. The era of the player and the influencer, it's dead. There is a new psychological shift happening right now, and it's called Truecasting. It is the violent, unapologetic projection of your objective reality before the first date even happens. If you feel like you're constantly meeting people who aren't who they said they were, or if you're exhausted by playing the game, pay attention. In segment one, I am going to reveal a specific study on cognitive load and deception that proves why your perfect dating profile is actually the reason you're staying single. I'm going to show you why being too much is actually the only way to find the one. And for my fire starters who stick around till the end, because I know you always do, baby, I'm going to break down the Firestarter blueprint for radical authenticity. Two deep dive segments for both men and women on how to broadcast your truth. You're going to broadcast it so clearly that the wrong people are going to flee and the right ones are magnetically compelled to stay, baby. High value people don't have time for masks. Let's get to work. So let's talk about the science here. You know, on Plant the Spark, we love the science because this gives us real psychologically backed strategies. And what we're seeing right now in 2026 is a massive trend towards authenticity based selection. In fact, a recent study from 2025, not even a year ago, right, on digital mating habits showed that 74% of Gen Z and millennial daters now rank radical transparency higher than physical peak, especially in long-term partner potential. Now, why? Because of cognitive load. When you present a mask, your brain has to work overtime to maintain the lie. In social psychology, this is known as self-monitoring, right? High self-monitors are constantly sort of scanning the room to see if their performance is landing, right? The problem is women who are biologically wired for high attunement can smell this performance from a mile away. I mean, guys, women have been designed biologically through evolution to basically sniff out your BS. So stop performing and become what they want. This is a game about finding a mate, not trying to trick someone to thinking you're good for one night. I mean, that's pathetic and weak. That's what those little red pill boys do over in the manosphere garbage. Get rid of that mindset, boys. We are here for long-term relationships, or at least short-term relationships that are grounded and ethical and fun, playful. Come on. And what happens when you're being performative, right? Look, it creates this uncanny valley effect, which means basically you look right. I mean, you sound right, but for some reason, her nervous system says danger, inauthentic. Now, a landmark study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, they found that individuals who practiced active disclosure, active disclosure, sharing their quirks, their non-negotiables, and their actual mission really early on, right? Really early. First few days, they experienced 40% higher relationship satisfaction and significantly lower rates of ghosting. Being authentic brings the right people in. Let's get philosophical here, baby, because I love me some philosophy. Nietzsche spoke about Übermensch, right? Creating their own values. True casting is basically just the act of creating your own reality and inviting someone into it rather than auditioning for a part. This is so much better, boys, because you're doing something real instead of auditioning for a part in their own story, right? It's a shift from seeking to broadcasting. Let people know who you are. And then if they want to be a part of your beautiful magic, you let them if you want to. If they don't, see ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, chica. So, how does this tie into the ethical masculinity, right? My signature concept here. Well, most guys think that being high value means being a mystery, right? And there needs to be some mystery, sure. But they think being the alpha, right, means being cold. They're wrong. They are so wrong. EM is about clarity. Look, an ethically masculine man doesn't hide his intentions because he isn't ashamed of them. If you want a wife and 4 kids, you broadcast that crap. If you're a workaholic building a tech empire, you broadcast that, man. That's who you are. When you true cast as a man, you are asserting your frame. You are showing that autonomy. You are saying, this is the mountain I am climbing. You are welcome to join the expedition, baby, but the mountain, it ain't changing. Guys, this is the ultimate form of autonomy. You are showing her what kind of man you are. Your values do not deviate because of some pretty face. You aren't adjusting your sail in her wind. You are the wind, my dudes. You are the wind. This isn't about just being honest, right? It's about being vivid. Most men are blurry. They try to be everything to everyone and end up being nothing to no one. Wrong answer, my dudes. And I'll plant the spark. We don't teach that. We teach selectivity, authenticity, and true casting makes you a high resolution signal. If you want the deep dive on how to calibrate this signal without being just the nice guy or the jerk, you know where to get it. Come over to my site, plantthespark.com, baby. Get the ethical masculinity blueprint. I mean, we map this stuff out line by line, my dudes. Now, for the women, it's going to be a little bit different because let's be honest, men and women are quite different creatures, right? I mean, we've got some similarities, sure, but the eminently feminine woman, eminent femininity, it is not about being submissive or agreeable, ladies. We don't want that. It's about being discriminating. In true casting, in the true casting era, the eminently feminine woman stops being a chameleon. Many women have been taught to mirror a man to get him to like them. This is a trap. When you mirror him, you attract a man who likes himself, not you. Right? Yeah, it's a trick. It's a trick of the trade to mirror. And quite frankly, biologically, we mirror subconsciously, unconsciously when we actually are into someone. But true casting for a woman is about broadcasting your boundaries and your radiance, baby. And you do it both simultaneously. It's saying, I am a woman of high standards, of deep emotional intelligence, and I require a leader who is worthy of my receptivity. When you're authentic about your needs, girls, when you stop pretending you're the cool girl who doesn't care about commitment, you become a filter. You become a temple. A temple doesn't chase worshipers. It stands still, and only those who are willing to take their shoes off and show respect are allowed in. Ladies, be a temple. Only let the right type of men in. And if you've been watching my videos, you know what kind of guys those are. It's my fire starters because they have looked at the ethical masculinity playbook and they are putting it into their lives. Girls, we've got an eminent femininity manual as well. How to use truth as a weapon to prune away the low value man instantly. And that's what you want to do. Stop wasting your time with these jerk offs, these cheaters, the guys that they do this thing called negging, right? Where you put a woman down to make her feel like she needs to earn her worth through your validation. Come on. Guys, let's go ahead and get tactical. I know you've been waiting for this part. You always do. You stick around to the end of every one of my videos because you love this stuff, the practical blueprint stuff, right? True casting to dominate the 2026 dating market. And we're going to break this into two deep segments with raw, unfiltered examples. All right, segment A will be the masculine blueprint, right? The hard truth, if you will. Men, you need to lead with polarizing honesty. True casting is about signal strength. If you are a 10 out of 10 signal for the right woman, you must be a 0 out of 10 signal for the wrong woman. Think about that. The intentional profile. Stop the vague bio garbage. Instead of saying something like, I like fitness and travel, come on, man. You want to true cast that piece. You say something like, I'm in the gym 5 days a week at 5 a.m. It's a non-negotiable. I travel to build my business, not just to relax. I'm looking for a woman who has her own mission, but wants to join a high-speed empire, baby. You're being honest, and you're going to attract the right kind of woman, the kind that you want, right? On the first date, you don't ask about her favorite color. What's your favorite color? Ooh, mine's teal. What? No, you say something like, I'm at a stage in my life where I'm really only interested in building something that lasts. I value loyalty over entertainment. Does that align with where you are, or are we just having a nice dinner? Be honest, right? Right up front, right from the get-go. If it scares her off, hey, look, she's not ready for that kind of commitment. Let her go. Find someone who is. There's a lot of women out there, man. Show her your grind early. If you live in a minimalist apartment because you're pouring every cent into a startup, you don't hide that. You broadcast it. You let her know. Look, I'm in the middle of my mission, right? And this is where the magic happens, guys. It's lean right now because the vision is massive. That's what it is. Men must overcome this fear of rejection that you guys have. I mean, what happened? Did this come from your moms? I mean, true casting invites rejection from the wrong people so you can have acceptance from the right ones. You want to be rejected from the wrong people, man. It's about high stakes transparency. You are the architect, my dudes. Show her the blueprint of your life before she has to buy the house. Make sure she wants that piece. Make sure you want that piece living with you. Now, ladies, for the women out there who love Plant the Spark, because I know I got me some ladies. I got plenty of ladies on the channel. And I appreciate your comments, by the way, as well. And I love your perspective, by the way. Totally different from the stuff that I'm coming with because, well, we're different. But women, you need to lead with radical vulnerability and a firm frame. True casting for you, it is about ending all of this cool girl facade that eventually leads to basically resentment, right? Broadcast your standards. Stop pretending you don't care about the label, right? Example, I don't do casual situationships. My time and my energy are reserved for a man who is clear about his intentions. If that's not you, look, I respect that, but we're not a match. You're straight to the point and you're filtering out all the trash that aren't ready to build something with you, right? There's the emotional inventory. Be honest about how deep you are, right? Look, you might say something like, I have a really big personality and I'm highly sensitive to the energy of my partner. I need a man who is an anchor, not someone I have to manage emotionally, right? Tell them straight up, I don't want to be your mommy. I want to be in your world. I want to live together with you, with your mission and my mission together, right? No power imbalance. And ladies, you need to have a purpose-driven aesthetic. Your digital presence should reflect your soul, not just your body. Look, guys are attracted to the chicas who have the hot bodies. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you we're not. We are, big time. But be honest, because I'm gonna tell you what is worse than anything. When you meet someone who doesn't look like their pictures, it's an instant turnoff. I'd rather someone just show who they are, and then I can just decide if I want to be with them. Attract the right people, ladies. All right. So look, how do you do this? You post photos of you in your element, right? Painting, volunteering, leading at work, rather than just thirst traps. I mean, guys, we're in the age of Instagram and porn, right? We don't need to see any more, curated photos. We want to see something real. Like it's like Kendrick Lamar said in his song, right? Like, show me something real, something natural, baby. And the way you true cast this is you say something like, I am looking for someone who sees the woman behind the image, right? Something else, ladies. Women, you gotta overcome this fear of being too much. All right. You're not too much. In the true casting area, too much is a filter for not enough. If a man can't handle your worth, if he can't handle your truth, if he can't handle your life, you do not need him. Broadcast your soul, baby. You're going to find someone who loves it. Just be receptive. Keep your mind open, and you never know who you're going to get. It's not just about your aesthetic. That's great in the beginning, but my God, we want some depth too. We're not shallow little turds. We're not red pill losers, right? We want a lady. And true casting is the ultimate act of detachment, right? It's saying, this is who I am. If you stay, it's because you belong here. And if you leave, it's because you were a tourist in a land where I am a permanent resident. The masks are falling off, fire starters. The world is hungry for people who are brave enough to be uncurated. I mean, this AI stuff, all of the AI, right? People are getting tired of it. The filters, the Instagram filters. When you step into your ethical masculinity or your eminent femininity with zero apologies, you aren't just dating, you are leading. If you're ready to stop the games and start the fire, head over to my site, www.plantthespark.com. Grab the blueprints, the EM and EF manuals, right? The hypergamy playbook, if you will, the detachment manual. I've got them all. These aren't just dating guides. They are the philosophical foundation for a life of clarity. I'm Mike. Stop wearing the mask. Start true casting and being yourself. Stay dangerous, stay authentic, and plant the spark. Late.